I personally feel like I've never dealt with comparison worse than I have the past month or so.
Thief of joy.
Wow.
Just
Really?
not good. It is the thief of joy. And
It
I know
is.
that, but I just feel like I haven't dealt with it to the extent that I'm dealing with it now. So I need advice from you guys. What do I do?
Why it's coming up is because now
Yeah.
we've been on YouTube, all of us, for so long on social media. And now, I mean, the beauty of TikTok, it's so exciting, but so many more people are influencers now.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, this person just started last month and they have 1 million followers. And it's so hard because you're like, I've been doing
It's so
this
hard.
for so long.
It's so hard when I like log on to Instagram and I don't
hurts.
want, you don't want to look at it, but like you do. And I'm like, dang.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then I try to like, and this is like messed up, and I'm gonna admit it, but like then I'll create reasons in my head. I'll be like, oh well, it's because like they're prettier than me, or because like they like yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you create the reason. So, but I spiral just like you.
Yeah, no, we've all been there. I think for me, like we were kind of talking about it. It's like, okay, that person's growing or that person did this because they're doing this kind of content. Okay, well, I don't want to do that kind of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
my problem.
boo-hoo, you don't want to do that. That's not you. Then you're just going to have to keep doing you. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, that's not me. And there are so many people who watch our videos, who follow us, who love who we are. And there have been times in all three of our lives where like, I know I tried to do the DIY thing. That didn't go well at all.
It didn't work.
We had a
And-
saturation phase. It was
Exactly,
Not, well, Brooke
satur-
really got out of it.
Yeah, Brooke was like, no.
Brooke was more true to
Yeah.
yourself through that.
Definitely.
You were.
Yeah, that was that like phase of you. I've taken breaks and stuff.
You took a
I
break,
was,
like, going into college,
yeah.
kind of. I
Yeah,
feel
it got
like.
slower, and then even like my sophomore year
Or
and stuff.
sophomore
Yeah,
year more so. Freshman year, you were on
I
it.
was but then halfway through freshman year, I'd be like, oh, I think I was supposed to post a video today. Like I was just like the worst with that.
That's
like
healthy,
yeah,
though. That's healthy. I think
Yeah.
it's just realizing, like, if you're who you are, like,
Yeah.
it sucks, but that's what it comes to at the end of the day. Or, you know, okay, let that be your drive. Okay, she's doing this. Okay, I want to do this for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in that extra work to get to where I want to be. I don't want to be where she is because I'll never get there. You're never going to be that person. But it's so tough.
Something that I do, not even just with comparison, but just spiraling in anything, is that I always ask myself, like, okay, but is that true? Like the thought that I'm having.
yeah,
or,
like,
mom
that's a
says
really
that.
yes, is that true, or who told you that?
Is that from the 4 Agreements or something?
I don't know. I think it's probably is. It's probably in a bunch of things because like I've heard it from other people.
No, therapy, they talk about that
Yeah,
too. They'll
my
be like,
therapist
why?
talks about
Yeah,
it.
kind of
But
like,
is
where
that
is that
true?
belief?
Where is that
like,
coming from?
Yeah.
I'll say something to my
that.
therapist and she's like, but like who told you that? Was that true? That doesn't make any sense. And having to like reframe because again, like you'll spiral and nothing, like it's not even based off of truth. Like there's no, I don't know. But I think it's important to note that it's like a common human like emotion almost. Like everyone kind of goes through it. But it's just not fun. I really don't like it.
I've been doing the thing recently where I think of like if I know you do this a lot, like when other people are getting opportunities, and it's so hard sometimes to like celebrate. Like I'm not out here like, especially if I'm not friends with them or whatever, like yay, go you. But it's almost taking that as a way of being like, these opportunities are available.
Yeah, and just
You
because
know?
someone else is successful doesn't mean that there's no room for anyone else. You know?
Exactly. And it's easier said than done to be like, good for you, like rooting them and like in the comments and stuff. Because sometimes it's like, wow, that's like frustrating. But to mentally be like, good for them, move on and be like, hey, they did that cool thing. Now I know that it's possible for me to achieve that too. That trip
Exactly.
or that opportunity, that brand deal, whatever it is.
Well, also you have
Yeah.
to remember, like, this is more on the influencer side, but like if you think about it, there's someone in an office looking at people on YouTube, looking at people on Instagram. Oh, I found this one person. She hits the demographic. Let's give her an offer. You know,
Who
but
knows?
that's just one person.
Their
they
rate
found.
could have been less than your
Yeah,
there's
you
literally a
never
million
know.
factors that could
You just
yeah.
gotta keep doing you, and that's a good way to look at it. Is there's others available, but also being happy for that person.
Totally.
because
No, I'm just being
It's
honest.
harder to
It's
do.
Very,
Yeah, no, that's
very
so
difficult
fair.
when you're sitting there spiraling to be like, yes. And of course, for my friends, I would do it. But there's so many people you follow on Instagram that are just like in the world of it all. And you're, it seems, there's people that I follow that it seems like every day it's just huge opportunities and they're killing it, doing amazing things. But it's human emotion. Like, obviously, jealousy is real. Like, obviously, you're going to feel a little envious in a way, which, sue me. Like,
drive
the,
you.
the good thing about that though is that especially I think podcasting, like as podcasting grows and there's more opportunities for people, it does open up a new world for us too.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if I think of it that way too,
like
which is kind of
that.
selfish, but like I'm like, oh, I actually like that's
have a
really good for
podcast.
podcasting as a whole, you know, the industry, whatever.
Definitely.
And I like that, you know?
Yeah. It's easier said than done, all of what we're saying. But if you can just really have a step back and think about it or journal about it.
Yeah,
no, and
journaling
I feel like the answer to literally all of this is like, just work on yourself. And it's like, I mean, I do. Like, then I'll be like, okay, like, for sure, I guess that
You do. You really actually do.
No, but actually, then you take a step, and working on yourself and working on whatever it is that drives you, like you said, kind of using it as a way of, I know for
Like
me,
that
when I get
fire in your
uninspired and I see stuff that I'm like, that's cool, you know, I'm like, time to get to work. Like,
Same.
yeah, like,
I'm
let's
like, all right,
go.
well, I got to get back to this.
Got visions in my head. People tell me that I'm crazy. I tell them that's